Hello, I'm Dr. Mark Caldwell with Phoenix Mobile Veterinarians, and today we're going to be answering some questions about dog heartworm prevention. Together with my assistant Rebecca, we're going to get those taken care of for you.
Dr. Caldwell, how is heartworm prevented in dogs?
So, heartworm prevention is typically going to be one of two means. We actually have an oral form, so a little chewable tablet. Depending on the manufacturer, usually those are given about every 30 days. And then we also have an injectable form of prevention that we give every 6 months.
What are the different types of dog heartworm prevention?
So, kind of like what I just mentioned, the two main types that we have are actually the oral forms and the injectable forms. When it boils down to it, both are really, really effective. It just comes down to the convenience factor. The chewable tablets, they work great, but you have to give it once a month. Typically, they're flavored like beef or chicken or something else like that, and so the dogs really like them. The injectable form, they're convenient. You give them, you forget about it for 6 months.
When should I start heartworm prevention for my dog?
You're going to be starting heartworm prevention on your dog when they are at their first visit, usually at around 6 to 8 weeks of age. At that time, they're still too young for the shot forms of the prevention that we have, but those little chewable treats that you give every month that I mentioned earlier, those are going to be the ones that you're going to start on.
How effective is heartworm prevention?
So both preventions that I mentioned, the chewables and the injectables, they are very, very effective. Almost 100%, but nothing with medicine is 100%. And so they're very, very good, and I would trust them both on my animals.
Does my dog still need a heartworm test if they are on prevention?
So absolutely, they do. Depending on the manufacturer, and after speaking with your veterinarian, we're always going to do a test at around 6 to 9 months of age, just to make sure that they're negative, even if they've been on prevention earlier. But then after that, usually we do a check at 6 months and then annual testing from then on. Because as I mentioned earlier, they are very, very effective, but they're not 100%. And so ensuring that test to make sure that your animal is negative for heartworm is going to be crucial for their health.
Can prevention be used to clear a heartworm infection?
Prevention is used in addition to the other medications that we use for treatment of heartworm disease, but they should not be used as the sole factor for treatment of heartworm.
Are there any holistic or over-the-counter dog heartworm preventatives?
So there's not going to be any that we would recommend. Now, as I mentioned before, heartworm disease is spread by mosquitoes. So if there's anything that you can do holistically to keep mosquitoes from biting your dog, then those are going to be okay. But as far as actual medications, no, there wouldn't be anything that I would recommend.
Can I do anything in my dog's environment to reduce the risk of heartworm?
Well, you can try to mitigate mosquitoes as best as you can. If you see standing pools of water, you can get rid of those. If you have an active mosquito population, keeping your animal from going in that environment or just doing what you can to control that population is going to be important.
What should I do if I miss a dose of my dog's heartworm prevention?
If you miss a dose of the heartworm prevention, make sure you bring that up with your veterinarian, but I do want you to continue on the prevention as before. Now, it's going to change what we do as far as testing, because as I said earlier, we'll typically, once they get old enough, we'll do annual testing, but if you do miss a dose, we're going to want to recheck again in about 6 months. If you have any other questions, please give us a call at Phoenix Mobile Veterinarians.